Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Authentically Yours, Patricia. Hi. If you're new, my name is Patricia. Thank you for stopping by. My channel is Authentically Yours, Patricia, all about keeping it real, relatable up here on social media, not trying to pose as anything, not trying to act like everything's all prim, proper, and perfect over here by me, because it ain't, right? So thank you for stopping by. That's what my channel is all about. If you're returning, I really appreciate you. I do. Thank you for coming back. So as you can see from the title, we are still in our 15 years, 15 lessons marriage series. Today we're doing 7 and 8. We are really crawling through here. But we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. You know, the funny thing is that my husband and I, God willing, March will be our 16-year marriage anniversary. So I'm like, dang it. I think I don't know. I don't know if I'll finish all 15 by then. We might. We don't know. Whatever. Anyway, who cares? We are in lesson number 7 and number 8, consolidating it today to move things along. I'm going to put a disclaimer out there for anybody into all the semantics and perfect definitions. Today, as you can see from the title, don't enable and don't coddle. And I'm just going to define what that means for me and give my life examples and what I did that I felt I should not have done, in all these years of marriage. And if you want to put in the comments what the real definitions are for these examples that I'll be sharing, go right on ahead. But, for all the people who want everything perfect and the I's dotted and the T's crossed and the perfect semantics, I apologize in advance. So anyway, the lesson for today, 7 and 8, don't coddle your partner, your spouse, your husband, your wife. Don't enable your partner, your spouse, your husband, your wife. Don't do that. And what do I mean by that? Don't do it. What I mean by that is, if you're following my channel, you know that I'm older than my husband. I'm 48, and my husband is 10 years and change younger than me. And I would say, because some people are like, oh, that's why you got marriage problems in the first place. No. Slow down. The marriage problems that we have, or most people anyway, I think, to be honest, are not age related. I think they're character related, right? Because there are some people who are older who still, still didn't grow up, still haven't learned, right? And there are some people who are younger and far surpass, people in 40s and 50s age category, whatever, right? So I would say the issues that I have are not age related, they are character related. And not that he's all the problem and I'm not, because I'm sure if he was doing this series, he got a million things he could say about me. But right now we're just talking about the mistakes that I have made, and I want to just put it out there that he is younger than me, right? And that has played a little bit of a role. And also in his family of origin, my husband was the youngest of 3 older sisters, which also played a factor into a lot of the situations that we found ourselves in our marriage. So that's why I'm talking about enabling and coddling in this lesson for today. What do I mean by that? So because my husband comes from, I'm not going to get into all that his business. That's for him to start his own YouTube channel for that if he wants to, right? But he has 3 older sisters, yada, yada, yada. And his mom, and for a time they were separated from the dad, yada, yada, yada. But what I'm bringing this up to say is that because of whatever their lifestyle was at that time and how they did life and how they related to things, for whatever reason, from my perspective, when I came on the scene about almost 18 years ago, from my perspective, it looked as though, he was being coddled by them. And, I don't know what it's like to have a baby brother or a baby sibling. I don't know what it's like to have that. So I don't know what it's like to, pamper a little baby that's under you. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. So I'm not trying to defend. I'm not trying to excuse. I'm just saying this is what it was, right? So things like his laundry, from what I could see or fathom, They were doing it for him. Cooking, they were doing it for him. Cleaning, they were doing it for him. Again, from what I can see, right? And from what I can fathom, and from the discussions that I've had in these past almost 18 years, right? So all that to say, now him coming into the marriage, he wasn't really prepared and nurtured in a way to be ready to tackle, these kinds of things in the marital home, right? And so what I did like a dummy, not that I am dumb, but my actions were dumb, is I just carried that right on through into the marriage. Oh, you don't know how to do laundry? I do it. You don't know how to cook? I'll cook for us. All these things where it was cute in the beginning, right? I must have had some extra time, I guess. I don't know what it was. But I was doing those things. And then as time went on, now almost 16 years went on, I'm starting to get like resentment in my heart. I'm noticing just anger. All these different emotions are like welling up inside of me. Like, why don't you know how to do this? And yes, to a certain extent, it's like, yeah, man up, learn how to do these things. But at the same time, it's like you spent all these years before even knowing me, not doing these things. And then I come on the scene, didn't encourage you either to do these things. And then now I'm mad. Right? Right? So that's why I wanted to put coddling and enabling together. And it's just so many different things. And a lot of this pertains to like domestic duties, if you will, if that's the right word. Excuse me if it's not the right word for those people out there who get offended very easily. Excuse me. Right? So washing dishes or just doing things around the house, or, taking initiative and things like that. So all these things I just jumped in doing because, I lived on my own before getting married. And, again, because I'm a little bit older, I've explored so much life before him. And these things were just like second nature to me. And I was just doing them until my health, as if you're following my channel, my health just started to deteriorate. My mental health, not only my physical health, and just my mental well-being and my well-being overall just started to deteriorate because I was just doing too much and experiencing burnout, right? So I remember going to a counselor, my husband and I, years ago. We've been in and out of counseling, right? We're about to go to a marriage conference, and I'll tell you more about that in a different video. But in and out of counseling, and in one of our counseling sessions, the counselor was just like, Patricia, just let your husband do the bills and let it mess up. Like if you late on something, if something turns off. And I was like, oh, hell no. I've never had that, even though growing up broke and maybe poor, to a certain extent, we never had our lights cut off growing up. And I was like, I'm not about to let this man handle the bills. He's never handled bills in his life. And let lights cut off, or whatever, this consequences would be. I'm like, I'm not about to let that happen. And she was like, you need to let that happen so that he can learn or whatever. And I'll be honest with you, because again, we're being authentic up in here, right? And you don't have to agree with anything that I'm saying. It's just me showing my life to help somebody. So if you want to debate, if you want to be mad, if you want to critique and criticize, that's okay. Do all that in the comments. I welcome you to do it. But this is me putting myself out there to help someone to not make my mistakes, right? So after I got that counseling, did I listen? No, I did not. I kept till this day, kept doing the bills, kept doing this, kept doing that. And again, back to enabling, back to coddling, not allowing the person. And again, this is not just for marriage. This could be for anyone who has kids. Not allowing the person to learn to mess up, to learn to get better, right? So that's what I want to touch on for today. So this is not something that I've mastered, and none of my lessons are anything that I've mastered. These are all works in progress and things that I want to save somebody from, right? To not get to a burnout stage, to not get to a place where you just flip your lid and you're just like, I'm out of here, I'm done. I'm trying to save you from that. Learn from me. Am I proud of these things? No. But what I am glad about is that I'm learning and I can glean from them and look back and see what I could have done different and help somebody else not make the mistakes I've made. That's really what I'm getting after. And again, if it's just for one person or one couple, whoever it's for, I'm just so happy to be able to help somebody. So that's the lessons for today. Don't coddle, don't enable. If you see yourself in any of my examples that I'm saying, stop yourself right there. Don't just continue, because these things are so detrimental to the relationship, to your own well-being, to the person's well-being. We're not helping when we're enabling. We think we are, we think we have the best of intentions, or I'm saving my whatever, lights aren't going to turn off. Whatever we're thinking that we're doing, rationalizing it, justifying it, whatever we're doing, right? But really take a step back and think, is this really helping the marriage, the relationship? Is this really helping me and my well-being, my partner and their well-being, and all that stuff, right? So that's what this is all about. And I thank you for tuning in. I pray this helped somebody. Look, again, I'm not proud of any of these things, but again, if it helps someone, that I am proud of, if I'm putting the right terminology in place, right? So thank you again for tuning in on Authentically Yours. See you on the next one. Bye.